Just look at that. This bread is so soft, so sweet, and the best of it is that it's the best and the easiest recipe for homemade bread you can ever try. Yes, this is my food and life history, and today I'm giving you this on a platter of gold, how you can make the best homemade sweet yellow bread. So in this bowl I have 240 grams of water and 75 grams of sugar. So to this I'm going to be adding about half tablespoon of bread flavor. So then I add 1/4 teaspoon of egg yellow. So this egg yellow is to give it that yellow color that I want, because I'm making a yellow bread. Then I add about 30 grams of milk powder, and then add about 7 grams of salt. Then after that I'm adding my yeast. I add about 5 grams of yeast. Then the next thing to do is to add in my flour. I add about 500 grams of all-purpose flour. So you can also use bread flour if you have one. So the next thing, I had to mount this bowl to my stand mixer, and I started mixing with a low speed. Once everything is combined, I added my butter. So I used about 30 grams of butter in this recipe. So next I increase the speed from the low speed to the medium speed, and I allow this to knead and knead and knead until it becomes so soft. As you can see in the video, it's very soft, very smooth and silky. Yeah, because you want your dough to develop this gluten that will make it to rise, to be bouncy, to have that characteristics of a bread dough. Yeah, so once you are done, you transfer this on a lightly floured work surface, and then you are ready to flatten and mold. You can see the bread has developed gluten, and it has passed the window panes test. Honestly, I always like this window pane test whenever I'm doing my bread. I'm making my bread. I normally check whether it has passed that test, because it is what gives me joy whenever I'm making my bread dough. So flatten or roll out this bread dough, and then roll it up, pinch the edges, and then you transfer into your greased loaf pan. So in this recipe I used 11 by 4 loaf pan, and this loaf I'm going to be putting inside is about 800 gram dough. Although you can use between 600 to 800 gram dough, it's okay. So even this dough you are seeing here can give you like 2-3 breads depending on the size of pan you are using. So after that, I just cover the dough in the pan and then let it proof for 1 hour 30 minutes or more, until it has gotten to almost 1/4 of this the depth of the pan. So once that, make sure you grease the cover of the lid of your pan. Cover this if you want, or if you don't want to bake it covered, you can leave it open. So I baked this in my preheated oven at 180 degrees for 40 minutes. And believe me, you're going to love the outcome of the bread, honestly. Also, based on this oven temperature, your oven temperature might be different from mine, maybe depending on the type of oven you use. Some ovens bake well at 150, some at 170 and thereabout. So you have to know the temperature of your oven to know how it works for you. So you have to allow this bread to cool down completely before you slice. If you want to slice, if you don't want to slice, go on and devour this bread. Believe me, when you try this bread, you are going to come back to me in my comment section, or even in my DM, to tell me that this bread is one of the best bread you have ever enjoyed. Yeah, so go ahead and make this my yellow bread. Let me know in the comment section how it turned out for you. This is my food and life history. See you in my next video. Bye bye. So don't forget to also send me message for your online bread classes. I also handle online bread classes.